Billionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
A poor man prayers,
every man bleeds.
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. Yeah, I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again.
What's the odds of that? Yo, what's going on? It's your boy SL550, and this is the N.G.L.A podcast, where we talk about everything from news, politics, sports, whatever, man. We're just talking about everything. So today, man, we're going to talk about Trump, his DOJ sitting down with Ghislaine Meaxwell. I guess she was the former lover of Jeffrey Epstein. Allegedly, they supposed to be sitting down to try to get some type of deal with her for her to speak about all of this stuff. And also, I wanted to talk about Cam Newton and his unique perspective on his top 10. And yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. But before we start, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel, and also hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy drop a dope video. We're gonna get straight into it today. It's not gonna be a long one. It's gonna be fairly short, but we'll have some fun, man. Let's get into it.
When are you hoping Todd Blanche gets out of his meetings with Ghislaine Meaxwell?
Well, I don't know about the meeting. I know it's taking place, and he's a fantastic man. He's a great attorney, and people should really focus on how well the country's doing, or they should focus on the fact that Barack Hussein Obama led a coup, or they should focus on the fact that Larry Summers from Harvard, that Bill Clinton, who you know very well, and lots of other friends, really close friends of Jeffrey Summers, should be spoken about. Because, you know, Jeffrey Epstein should be spoken about. And they should speak about them, because they don't talk about them. They talk about me. I have nothing to do with the guy.
Are you considering clemency for Ghislaine Maxwell? Are you considering
Easy.
Will you do any business deals with the UK?
Yeah, I'm going to meet with the Prime Minister right now. We're going to be over there in about 6 hours. We're meeting with the Prime Minister tonight. We're going to be talking about the trade deal that we made and maybe even improve it.
Are you considering clemency for Ghislaine Maxwell? Are you considering clemency for Ghislaine Maxwell, sir?
I saw homeless people sleeping right outside the gates of the White House. Are you concerned about that?
I think it's terrible, and we'll have them removed immediately. We do remove it. We've got to get the mayor to run this city properly. This city has to be run. You know, I have the right to take it over, and I think it's terrible. Where are they? Where did you see them?
Right outside on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Near the Treasury.
Right across the street from Lafayette Park, near the Treasury.
Have you heard about
Todd Blanche's interview with Ghislaine
Are you still disappointed in President Trump?
pardon or clemency for Ghislaine?
Well, I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is that Todd is a great attorney, but you ought to be speaking about Larry Summers. You ought to be speaking about some of his friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
Do you maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday?
I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot. All you have to do is take a look at the dossier, the fake dossier. Everything's fake with that administration. Everything's fake with the Democrats. Take a look at what they just found about the dossier. Everything is fake. They're a bunch of sick people. Where did you see the people laying outside? Exactly?
Right across the street from Lafayette Park, sir, towards 15.
We'll take care of it.
Are you hoping to meet with President Trump for bringing hostages home? What are the alternative methods to bring hostages home from Gaza?
Well, we got a lot of them out, and it's I've always said those last 10 or 20 are going to be the toughest, because Hamas knows what happens when they don't have any bargaining chips. And they really broke a deal. They broke a deal, and you're going to have to do what you have to do right now. It's a terrible thing.
What about on
And I always knew that. I said, when you get down to the last one, they're not going to be able to make a deal.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if she cooperated?
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really
If they
something.
recommended it
It's
to you,
something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not
you're
thought
not, but
about.
you wouldn't rule it out, sir.
Why has the dollar fallen so much, and are you concerned about that?
Well, you know, I'm a person that likes a strong dollar, but a weak dollar makes you a hell of a lot more money. Hate to tell you, I don't know if you study it, but I study it.
I went to the same
And if you
school
look
as
at the
Mr.
yen,
President.
and
I went to Penn and Wharton, so I know this.
you understand.
Absolutely.
Oh, you did go to
I
Penn.
went to Wharton, yes,
Well,
sir.
that means you're a smarter guy than I even thought, and I know you're smart. So when we have a strong dollar, one thing happens. It sounds good. But you don't do any tourism. You can't sell tractors. You can't sell trucks. You can't sell anything. It is good for inflation. That's about it. And we have no inflation. We've wiped out inflation. But it's an interesting question. So I will never say I like a low currency, but you remember the battles I had with the yuan, with China and with Japan, Japan being the yen. They always wanted a weak currency. They're trying to get a weak currency now. Now, it doesn't sound good, but you make a hell of a lot more money with a weaker dollar. Not a weak dollar, but a weaker dollar than you do with a strong dollar. And the first people that are going to notice it are the manufacturers of trucks and various other things. Like, look at Caterpillar, how well they're doing now. When you have a strong dollar, you can't sell anything. It's only good for inflation, and it's good psychologically. It makes you feel good. But with that being said, I love strong dollars. But you make your money with a currency. And I had so many different fights with President Xi, between Japan and China. All they want to do is have a weak currency. They're always fighting for a weak currency. And that's how they really dominated over the years. So when I see it down there, I don't lose sleep over it, let's put it that way. In fact, sometimes I go to sleep very happy. You understand? Do you agree with me?
I agree with a lot of what you said, Mr. President. Do you think it makes any easier to impose your tariff with that lower dollar? Because
I think it makes it easier even for tariffs, yeah. And it makes the tariffs worth much more. And it's easier to pay off debt. And it's easier to get a low interest rate, too. There are a lot of good things. It's hard to explain to people. The headline, Trump wants a weak dollar. It's not a weak dollar. You take a look at the history of China over the last 20 years. All they do is fight for a weak currency. Look at Japan when they were really doing well. They had a very weak currency. So to me, I just say, thank you very much. It is what it is.
President, what's your comment on
Have you given up on a Gaza ceasefire?
Well, the Gaza situation, and I said this was going to happen when you get down to your last 10 or 20. We got a lot of hostages out. We took them out in numbers that nobody believed, a lot of them. And I said, when you get down to 10 or 20, I don't think Hamas is going to make a deal because that means they have no protection. And basically, that's what happened. Hamas didn't want to make a deal.
Have you seen that photo?
I think what's going to happen is they're going to be hunted down.
Have you seen that?
Secondary sanctions sooner on Russia. Are you closer today to secondary sanctions?
We're looking at that whole situation. It could be that we'll have to put secondary sanctions on them.
Sooner than 50 days?
Maybe, yeah.
Do you think it's counterproductive? What do you think it's counterproductive?
Who are you with? Who are you with?
Scripps News.
Oh, good.
Counterproductive to France, for France to say that they would recognize the Palestinian state. Macron said that yesterday.
Look, he's a different kind of a guy. He's okay. He's a team player, pretty much. But here's the good news. What he says doesn't matter. You know, it's not going to change it. Well, he made a statement, France, Macron. His statement doesn't carry any weight. He's a very good guy. I like him, but that statement doesn't carry weight.
How important is a trade deal with the EU?
I would say that we have a 50-50 chance, maybe less than that, but a 50-50 chance of making a deal with the EU. And it'll be a deal where they have to buy down their tariffs, because they're right now at 30%. And they'll have to buy them down, maybe, or they could leave them the way they are. But they want to make a deal very badly. I would have said we have a 25% chance with Japan, and they kept coming back, and we made a deal, and the deal is, don't forget, Japan's putting up $550 billion. It's a lot of money. And
My bad, people. My bad. But real quick, I wanted to I'm trying to finish that video up, but I wanted to touch on something real quick, and I just want to pull it up really fast. Just give me 1 second. Because they're talking about homelessness outside of the White House.
Hey, listen to this.
100-unit apartment. So this right here, right? We're gonna play this. This is obviously young Trump. And they always try to make Donald Trump seem to be like this bad person who just, he doesn't care about people and things like that. If you notice when he asked him about homeless people being outside of the White House, he didn't just fling it off. Like he said, we'll get rid of it. But then he brung it back up and he said, well, where did you see that at? You know what I mean? Because you could tell he genuinely cares. And this is proof way back, and this is probably during the late 80s or whatever, how Donald Trump felt about people in general, man.
Hey, listen to this.
100-unit apartment house on Central Park South at 6th Avenue will be torn down as soon as Donald can get all the tenants out. Trump says he has millionaires there living in rent-controlled flats. When Donald offered to put some of the city's homeless people in vacant apartments there, the city turned him down.
You walk down the streets today and you see people freezing. And I said, put them in those apartments.
Can you blame people for looking a little askance at that and saying, well, isn't it going to be quite unpleasant for these millionaires who live in this building? Isn't that part of what's in the back of your mind?
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I must tell you, and it's not in the back of my mind. What I can say is that we have in Midtown Manhattan possibly the only 20 vacant apartments in the whole of Midtown Manhattan. And they're being heated, and there's hot water. And I say, let the people stay in there until we get the entire possession.
Yes, the Department.
So, all right. So when they say that, Donald Trump doesn't care about people, he doesn't, give a fuck about black people. I'm pretty sure some of them homeless people were black people, Spanish people, white people. It didn't matter. He was saying, look, I got 20 apartments that got hot water. They ain't being used. We could put them up in there. But these millionaires and other people was more concerned with having homeless people in the same building that they live in. From a business aspect, I understand it, but from just a humanitarian perspective, like he was willing to put homeless people rent-free in his apartments. So I just pulled that up, man, just to show like everything ain't what it seems, bro. It's easy to make somebody look like shit or just make them look bad altogether. But when you really, take your time and look into certain things, you realize like the picture that they're painting about Donald Trump just isn't what it is. Is he a perfect person? No. None of us are. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking for him to be perfect, you already, fell right there. But let's see what else they talking about in this little
Also paying tariffs. The biggest part of the Japan deal, and maybe we get this with EU, maybe we don't, is that we have the right to go in and trade. We have the right. They've totally opened Japan just to the U.S. That's, to me, the biggest part of the deal.
What level of tariff are you looking for,
Nuclear disarmament. You said repeatedly you would like to see further nuclear arms reductions between the United States and
like
Russia.
to see that.
But the New START treaty is expiring in about 6 months, and it cannot be legally extended.
That's a problem. That's a problem for the world.
Create a new one.
It's a problem for the world. We have restrictions, and they have restrictions, as you know, on nuclear. That's not an agreement you want expiring. We're starting to work on that, but that is a big problem for the world. When you take off nuclear restrictions, that's a big problem for the world.
What level of tariff are you looking for, President?
I think that Jerome Powell, I think we had a very good meeting. Forgetting about the building, that's out of control and all that. But I think we had a very good meeting on interest rates. And he said to me, now I don't know if he's going to say this on Thursday or whenever he speaks, but He said to me very strongly, the country is doing well. He said, congratulations, the country is doing really well. And I got that to mean that I think he's going to start recommending lower rates.
Because of that conversation?
How do you think that the Supreme
Court... The country really is doing well.
Mr. President, how do you think that...
Record business.
Did you speak to Netanyahu?
Thank you, Mr. President. How do you think that the Supreme Court's ruling that benefited you on presidential immunity would apply to former President Barack Obama and what you're accusing him of doing?
It probably helps him a lot. Probably helps him a lot, the immunity ruling. But it doesn't help the people around him at all. But it probably helps him a lot. He's done criminal acts, there's no question about it. But he has immunity, and it probably helps him a lot.
Trade agreement you're looking to sign too.
He owes me big. Obama owes me big.
What are the details in the UK trade agreement you're hoping to fine tune with the Prime Minister
This week we want to talk about certain aspects which is going to be good for both countries. More fine-tuning, and also we're going to do a little celebrating together because, you know, we got along very well. UK's been trying to make a deal with us for like 12 years and haven't been able to do it. We got it done. He's doing a very good job, good Prime Minister, good guy. We really get along very well. So we're going to meet at Turnberry and we're going to meet at Aberdeen. So two beautiful places.
Is there wiggle room in steel and aluminum if they were to budge on digital services tax?
Say it.
Is there any wiggle room on steel and aluminum in exchange for any budge on digital services?
Not a lot, because if I do it for one, I have to do it for all. So on that, steel and aluminum, not a lot.
Mr. President, can you speak to Netanyahu about aid drops?
Sorry, Michelle, go ahead.
Mr. President, did you speak to Netanyahu about allowing aid drops in Gaza from Arab countries?
Yeah, I speak to him, but I can't tell you what I spoke to him about. But it was sort of disappointing, although I told you. I mean, I told you, when you get down to those last 20 hostages, you get down to that last 10 or 20, it's going to be very hard for Hamas to make a deal because they lose their shield, they lose their cover. We got a lot of them out, a lot of them. We took a lot of bodies out, too. You know, so many of the parents said, please get my son's body back. And we're able to do that. We got a lot of people out, live and people that are not alive. But it was very important to the parents to get their son back, even though they knew their son was dead.
Are you going to be able to get the Open Championship back to Turnberry?
I think they will do that, yeah. They want Turnberry is rated the #1 course in the world. I think they'll do that, yeah.
And are you going to talk to anybody
no,
about
I'm
that?
not going to. It's not about that. I'm going to see it for the first time in years. You were there the last time we went. That's pretty good, right? No, it's the best resort in the world, I think, at Turnberry, and it's one of the greatest courses in the world. We're going to see it. We're going to have, I believe, dinner at Turnberry with the Prime Minister. Then we're going to go to the oil capital of Europe, which is Aberdeen, and we're going to have lunches there. We're going to have a good time. I think the Prime Minister and I get along very well.
And you're going to see the Scottish leader, too, right? Swinney, John Swinney?
I am.
What's that?
So a lot of they do a lot of repeat questions and pretty much do follow-up questions on the same topics. But for the most part, you know, he let it be known that his DOJ is sitting down with Ghislaine Meaxwell, but it's not the biggest thing on the that we should be talking about. You know, it's plenty of the big deals, the scandal with Obama. There's bigger things that are going on in America that he wants Americans to focus on. You know, I guess he's doing his best to give credible information to the people about this whole, you know, Jeffrey Epstein thing, but you could tell it's just blowing his shit because he just like is, you know, because they're making it about him. And he's like, I got nothing to do with it, you know. But yet I don't hear y'all talking about Bill Clinton and these other people who have been on this island numerous times and things like that. So they just want to do everything they can, you know, to tarnish, you know, his reputation, him as a president and everything. But he expects it, you know. It comes with the territory. But, you know, he making some big deals. They said he's going to celebrate and, you know, do some fine tuning on the deals and things like that. So that's the things that, you know, matter. You know, so I wanted to keep people updated on that. But we're about to get into this Cam Newton talking about his top 10. So let's talk about it.
This goes as follows.
You go from 10 up.
10 up?
Yeah.
Say less. Number 10, Baker Mayfield. Number 9, Justin Herbert. Contrary.
To what you just said.
Yeah, whatever. Top 5, that's what I meant. Or top 6, whatever. I ain't got to explain myself to y'all. This is my list.
Yeah, it's your list, bro.
You feel what I'm saying? Number 8, C.J. Stroud. Number 7, Jaden Daniels. Number 6, Jared Goff. Number 5, Matthew Stafford. Number 4, Joe Burrow. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. Number 1, Josh Allen.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You contradicted yourself twice.
I did.
Number 1, you said Justin Herbert shouldn't be on the top 10. Number 2, you said C.J. Stroud is better than Jaden Daniels, and that's not what your list reflects.
Survey says that also was a lie. But when I made this list, I was in a sound mind. I'm a little punch drunk, seeing all these lights and cameras and all these Komodos pointed at me and all that stuff. So I will admit that I was wrong for saying what I said, but it is what it is.
All right. So why is your list in this order? And
Okay,
why?
first and foremost, Josh Allen had nothing. Preseason had nothing. So everybody was asking, what is he going to do with the departure of Gabe Davis? What is he going to do with the departure of Stephon Diggs? Huh? And he ain't do nothing but have an MVP season. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. Like, we have to stop. He had his best year statistic.
I gotta cut him off, dog. My shit, because first of all, he wants to bring up stats, right? So let's bring up the stats. Since 2022, Jalen Hurts, 14,354 yards, 124 TDs, and 40 turnovers, I believe. Lamar Jackson, 13,719 yards, 103 TDs, 35 turnovers. Joe Burrow, 13,000 and 39 yards, 106 TDs, 38 turnovers, right? So, 2 of them players, let me look up something else. Really quick. So, this is my thing. His thing is, he says that Jalen Hurts has all of these elite players, right? Jalen, what he didn't say is, yes, we do have Saquon Barkley, super elite running back. We just got him last year, the year that we won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts has been to the Super Bowl without Saquon Barkley. A.J. Brown, great wide receiver, elite. But is he the number 1 receiver in the NFL? No, he is not. You got Jamar Chase. You got, these are people that I'm putting at his equivalent. You got, I want to say Stephon Diggs, but, he got hurt. But Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, you got quarterbacks who have had great wide receiver, running backs, tight ends. The Cowboys had it when they had Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott. And they still had, I forget they tight end they had at the time. Let me see. Okay. So he said he put Josh Allen right over Jalen Hurts. So Hurts and Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen has played against each other twice, with Hurts going 2-0. He beat Josh Allen twice. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen have faced each other multiple times, with their games often being okay. Jalen, all right. He said, all right. So since 2023, Jalen Hurts has a 5-0 record against Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow combined. He also has a 95 passer rating with 6,761 yards, 41 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, and 32 games. Now, this is since 2023. My whole thing is, when you break it down, number one, the only person that I feel as though you can put over Jalen Hurts out of that whole entire list is Patrick Mahomes. Let's be honest, bro. What has Joe Burrow done since he's been in the league? He had one great season. This is what they do, bro. The only person that I could say that had one great season, fell off for a few years, and had his best season last year was Baker Mayfield. Right? Lamar Jackson had one great season except for last year, in my opinion. I believe Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback, but I believe he's overrated, meaning the pedestal that they put him on, right? Because he's a dual threat quarterback. His best year that he had, last year was the first year that Lamar Jackson had in the pocket throwing the football. Outside of that, his other greatest year was, I believe, his rookie year or sophomore year, where he ran the ball a lot. I think he had like 2,000 yards rushing. Come on, that's not quarterback. A quarterback passes the ball, you can run to, you know, Jalen Hurts does all of that. But he says, Cam Newton, and he'll say, let's play the video a little bit more. But his top, what? You got Justin Herbert, Baker Mayfield? Bro, hold on. I got to go back and look at this list again. Let's go back a little bit because he tripping. Bro, hold on. First of all, we got to go up a little bit. All right, so we know, all right, cool. Really rare. He got Baker Mayfield, Justin Jefferson, C.J. Stroud, Jalen Daniels, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. What? The only two people, Patrick Mahomes, come on. It's Patrick Mahomes, right? Can't argue that. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Let me see. Jalen Daniels, C.J. Stroud, Baker, Justin Herbert. None of them got a ring. Only Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford. No, hold on. Yeah. No, did Jared get one? Now I'm tripping. No, Jared Goff don't got one. Am I bugging? Did Jared Goff get one? Because I know N.G.L.A. won, but I think they won when Matthew Stafford came there. What? Bro, what the hell? Yeah, Jared Goff don't got one. I think he went to the Super Bowl when they lost. But I know, it was Matthew Stafford who when they traded. Jared Goff went to Detroit, and Matthew Stafford went in that first year they won the Super Bowl. So Matthew Stafford and Patrick Mahomes on this entire list is the only ones who got a Super Bowl. What are we talking about, bro? We talking about rings. That's the ultimate objective when we're talking about the NFL, is going to the Super Bowl. Now, also, another thing is he keep talking about this individual. It's a team sport. It's a team sport. Every team, they have drafts and they want to get all the pieces to fill voids on the team. That's what it is in football and basketball. Josh Allen, even Patrick Mahomes, just doesn't go out there and win the game by themselves. That's a lie, bro. That's a lie. And if you want to be technical, Jalen Hurts, and you can, they've been doing quarterback sneaks since football. I watch football. So what are you talking about? Pardon me. So what are you talking about? They've been doing that. But just because Jalen Hurts is getting it off way more than everybody else, because everybody else was doing a tush push too, they just wasn't accomplishing it the way Jalen Hurts in the Philadelphia Eagles was. So what is he? I don't get it, bro. I really don't.
So everybody was asking, what is he going to do with the departure of Gabe Davis? What is he going to do with the departure of Stephon Diggs? Huh? And he ain't do nothing but have an MVP season. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. Like, we have to stop. He had his best year statistically and could very well have been the MVP. And in my eyes,
last year,
he
like
was
I said, he had his best year.
Too. But ain't no need to cry over spoiled milk.
So what we talking about?
What it
And
is.
he still
Number
didn't
3, Patrick Mahomes. Now, Patrick Mahomes is probably this era's most skillful, talented quarterback. Mm-hmm. But that's not also, you can't do that without acknowledging that he does have and will always have and has always have subtle skill around him that may not always get the credit that they deserve because the quarterback gets that. Yeah. He's always had a top 10 defense. He's always had the fastest player on his side of the ball, and he's always had the greatest tight end in this era. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you add in defense, when you add in skill around him offensively, and a good field goal kicker, not even to mention Andy Reid as a play caller and a coach. And I'm just bringing up points here.
Yeah, because I got a question.
I'm not angry, and I keep prefacing that like, let's chill with that. All right. Number 4, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Now, to that point, too, what I was saying, Joe Burrow has the best wide receiver combo
in the game. Yeah.
T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. How can you lose?
And they got that boy Chase. He's nice. He's a good running back.
One of the best seasons in the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's for real.
If he would have had a defense, goodness gracious.
It's over with.
He would have probably been the MVP.
Yeah, he had an MVP caliber season.
You see what I'm saying? But didn't he make it to the playoffs? He had to have put up them numbers for them to even have a.
Listen, man, I'm not even playing the rest of this video. Tomorrow I want to follow up with the responses that he had for Gilly, Terrell Owens, Ryan Clark. But I just want to say this, man. He's bugging. I don't care what nobody say. Listen, Cam Newton was a hell of a quarterback, right? Ain't going to take that from him. He was a hell of a quarterback, but he didn't get a ring. Had the opportunity, one of the best seasons, his best season ever, when he went to the Super Bowl. Got smacked by the Broncos. Von Miller. I believe that was when Peyton Manning retired. It is what it is. Super Bowls are very, very, very hard to get to, let alone win, bro. And I don't care who you are, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, doesn't matter. You will not get there without having a solid team. Period. It's a team sport. Everybody has to play their roles in order to win in football, bro. At the end of the day, Jalen Hurts, to me, is the number 2 quarterback right now in the NFL. I cannot put Patrick Mahomes under him because of what Patrick Mahomes has accomplished so far in the NFL, and he is a great quarterback. right? And he makes his players better. But every one of these, all of them quarterbacks that he named has great players on their teams. What is he talking about? Why is he acting like yes, we did have the #1 defense last year. But if everybody so happened to play shitty, then we wouldn't have had the best defense. It just so happened that everybody was clicking. Everybody wanted to be in Philadelphia. Everybody was paid up. We had all the ducks in a row for the Eagles to accomplish what they accomplished last year, and which we will do again this year. The reason why I say Jalen Hurts is better than all of them outside of Patrick Mahomes right now is because he has proven that he gets better and better. And he makes everybody around him good. He makes everybody good, bro. Why? Because he's a true leader. And that's what you need at the quarterback position. He keep talking about all of these, if he didn't have this, so what? So what that he has a GM that's able to go get him Saquon and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith? So what? Stop acting like Joe Burrow doesn't have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and I forget Chase's first name, but bro, they got a nice team. San Francisco got a good team. Lamar Jackson has a good team. What are we talking about? They got a great team. What? They got Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, and they still couldn't get it done. Jalen Hurts got it done, and he's been to 2 Super Bowls since he's been a starter. Think about that. What's it been, 4 seasons he's been a starter? He's been at 2 Super Bowls already and won 1? What are we talking about, bro? You talking about numbers. You talking about analytics. We talking about the quarterback position. So what if we went and got a running back? That's the Giants' fault they let go of Saquon. And they ain't want to go get a good quarterback to make them better. So we went and snatched him up. Let us get that. We showed y'all what Saquon can really do when you got an offensive line and your GM go get you the pieces that you need so you can get them blocks and not get hurt. Come on, bro. What are we talking about? You gonna pick? That's like people that be coming in. That's like all of these people coming at millionaires for being successful. Doesn't make sense, bro. You gonna be mad because I'm successful? How's that? Like, what are we talking about? You're mad at Jalen Hurts because he has a GM and an owner who was able to go get the pieces that he need as a quarterback to make it to the biggest stage in the NFL. Come on, man. Come on. And to put, and even C.J. Stroud, Jalen Daniels, all of them have great players on their team. They have great teams. But they still didn't get it done. And it's so disrespectful. Come on, bro. I'm cool with you putting him at 9, 8, even though I think you're wrong. But I'm cool with that. To not put right now in the quarterbacks in the league right now, to put Baker, C.J. Stroud, they're all good quarterbacks, but they're not Jalen Hurts. Come on, bro. You're bugging, bro. You're tripping, man. Anyway, man, till tomorrow, man. It's your boy SL550. Hope y'all like the show, man. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time your boy drop a dope video. I'll be back tomorrow, man. It's your boy SL. I'm out.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
a poor man prayers.
Every man bleeds,
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. Yeah, I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again.